I know that you're connected microphone. Okay. All right. Hi. Hello. How you doing? I don't know how to do this. Can I clip it to my shelf? That's ridiculous. Just hanging off. No, that's not gonna work. There we go. I'll just put it there with and hope for the best. We're just gonna hope for the best. Okay. It's been a while since I have filmed, which, to be fair, in my defense, I have filmed, I haven't edited because I simply just haven't made it a time, haven't made it a priority because I don't have a lot of free time right now because of things and stuff. But I'm going to try to get back in the habit of vlogging occasionally, and I thought I took some B-roll today, and I thought I would show y'all some of the books I got, like actually go through the books I got at the used bookstore today, a couple of pre-orders, and a couple of things I've read recently and purchased, and then I'll talk about the one book I finished today. Also, I won a giveaway, so that's pretty cool, right? So it was from Saga Press, and it was for the, what is this series called? The North Wind series? Let's find out together, shall we? The Four Winds. So the first one was The North Wind. This is out already. And this is a signed copy, which is very, very cool. Came with a bookmark. And then I got a Arc of the West Wind, which looks also very cool. It came with a page overlay, which I hope you can make out. Yep. So that's exciting. When the North Wind came out, I wasn't reading much romantasy. I thought it might be out of my wheelhouse, so I didn't pick it up. But lately I've been seeing really good reviews, so I was like, I want to try that. And when they had the giveaway, I, threw my name in the hat and I got it. So yay! I love Saga Press, in case anyone didn't know. I pre-ordered two things that came in. Junji Ito's newest book, which is technically a memoir. This should be no surprise if you have watched any of my videos. I love Junji Ito. Here's my favorite part about this memoir. It's got a pretty plain cover, and then jump scare. I'm sorry. But this is like a memoir and a breakdown of how he does his stuff. It's mostly written, not manga images, so that's neat. And then I got Ruby Dixon's new beautiful hardcover. This is Full Moon Rising. This is so pretty. Even my husband picked it up and was like, oh, that's really pretty. So there's the naked, and it's just got little stars all around. And this is the standard edition, by the way. You could go to the bookstore and buy this. And then beautiful end pages. And I love the sprayed edges. So Ruby Dixon is an auto-buy author for me. If I don't pre-order her books, I buy them as soon as I am able. And speaking of, I did get a copy of Bound to the Shadow Prince today while we were at Target, because I haven't read that one and I need it for my collection. So those are the only new books. Uh-oh, hold on. It's a medication alarm. Those are the only new books that I have. I did go, like y'all saw, probably, hopefully, in the B-roll, to our local-ish used bookstore. It's a little ways away, but it's the best one that I have found in any kind of driving distance. I took a huge stack of books. Honestly, most of it was Star Wars, the High Republic books, because those books were good to a point, and then it went meow, and just it imploded. My husband and I were reading them together, and we both agreed we did not like what was happening. It just went off the rails. The plot lines didn't make sense. It was a mess. Unless I don't want to talk about it. I'm so disappointed in the High Republic. So I took a bunch of High Republic books, a few other books that I have read and didn't enjoy or I wasn't interested in anymore. And I got a good stack. And I will say I didn't spend any money on any of these. I bought my daughter a book. But otherwise, I had store credit. So I was very lucky and got a very good store credit haul. Plus I had some left over because my mom gave me a bunch the last time we went a few months ago. So I'll go ahead and get this one out of the way. Whoa, I don't normally do this. The last time I did this with the Martha Wells books, but I bought a whole series. This is the Six Tudor Queens series by Alison Weir. So I have read an Alison Weir, I don't see it, so I can't tell you off the top of my head. I think it was her biography. No, that was Lucy Worsley's book. I think, did she do the Jane Austen bio? She did a nonfiction several years ago that I read and enjoyed, and she has been on my radar, and this series in particular has been on my radar for a very long time. And I just didn't want to invest in it because I am very, what's the word? I'm very careful with my nonfiction reads, just because there's a lot of stuff in these that historical reads. Because there's a lot of stuff in historical stuff I don't want to read. This series has been on my radar, and I plan on checking everything as far as content before I go into each one. That way I'm prepared. Should be pretty easy because these are based off real people. But each of those was $3, so that was a win. I also got her novel about Lady Jane Grey, I think, or Lady Jane Grey's sister, but it was also $3, and I was like, can't beat that. Then I got 2 more of my missing Demon Slayer volumes. I am now just missing one of them. I am missing volume 17. It's been a while, so to recap, I only buy my Demon Slayer manga used. I don't know why. I buy most of my manga used unless it's a series that I am following on and I pre-order, because it's cheaper typically for me to do that. It is much harder to find them, but I tend to have good luck, especially at this bookstore. So I've got 18 and 22. I didn't buy these as they were coming out because I actually read the series before that was in print on the Viz app, so I'm just now finishing my physical collection. So I got those, and these were each $7, $6. So that's what I mean by these are cheaper for me to buy used if I can find them. And then the last 3, I'm gonna save my best win for last. I found The Games Gods Play and Sanctuary of Shadows. These are both the deluxe editions, and these were $15 and $14 respectively. And I thought that was really good. Again, I had the credit, and these are kind of on my radar, so I'll read these. If I don't like them, I'll either put them on Pango or take them back to the used bookstore. That's how that works. And finally, my biggest win I am most happy about is I got my own copy, yay, of Masquerade. I reviewed this not too long ago. I feel like, unless it was one of the videos I scrapped because I filmed and never edited it, but if I did, let me go ahead and say this was a 5-star read for me. Absolutely phenomenal historical story about a young woman who is kidnapped by a king who sees her, and he's like, oh, I like her. She becomes the queen, and her kind of life thereafter is so good. It's so good. It has just a dash of fantasy in it. Again, stunning cover. I am so happy. This is why I go to that store. Occasionally there are gems there, and I get so happy about it. But that is, oh, I'm sorry, did that come through? Goodness gracious. But that's it for the little used book haul. My goodness. As for what I am reading, I am going to start Lucy Undying tonight. I am hella behind on any kind of reviews or content. I am just now getting my Instagram stuff scheduled back into place. I've got all of this week and part of next week scheduled. I do schedule things ahead of time through the Canva app, but I am going to try to get back in the habit of filming. And I am currently reading Lucy Undying. I have the e-arc for that. I have not heard good things, so we'll see what happens. And I am a little less than halfway through Demon's Crest by Riki Kawahara. I love Sword Art Online. I know that's kind of a hot take. Some people don't like it, but I really do. I actually need to reread and finish reading those light novels, but this is his newest series, and this is kind of the inverse in Sword Art Online. Our main character is a little boy. His name is Yuma, and his sister Sawa, his twin sister Sawa, that's Yuma and Sawa here. He's a beast tamer, and she was a mage in the game, but for some reason she has the appearance of like a demon. So unsure what's going on there. Haven't found out yet. This started off with some straight up horror scenes. Let me show you just in the first 5 pages. So this is really not anything of a spoiler. Consider it a teaser. So the first chapter ends with this scene. That is a girl dragging an arm, She's getting ready to attack you. So that's horrifying. And it was horrifying to read. He did a good job. So that's what I am reading. I need to start Phantasma for the like online book club I'm in, but I haven't yet done that. Still have the Target sticker my daughter gave me. But I did finish today, and I will talk about it briefly because I loved it, was The Stone Witch of Florence by Anna Rosh. This was an e-arc, and trust me, you will see me haul it at some point in the future. It's beautiful in person. I'll put a picture up here. But it was also a fantastic book. It was so good that last night, I had like 15 minutes left according to my Kindle, and my husband was like, it's time to go to bed. We gotta go to bed. And I was like, okay, give me like 10 minutes. He's like, no, Sarah, it's 11:30. The daughter gets up at 7 o'clock. You gotta go to bed. And I was like, no, it's fine. He made me put my Kindle down, and it's good he did. But like, I didn't want to go to bed. I laid in bed for another 5 minutes and was like, oh, but I have to find out what happens at the trial. The Jetador is there, and Ginevra is getting accused, and it's just... Anyway, so this book is about Ginevra, and she was accused of witchcraft so many years ago when she lived in Florence and she was exiled. And you find out over the course of the story how that panned out, what exactly happened, because it is relevant to the plot. Well, at the beginning of the book, she is delivered a letter from her former lover who says, please come back to Florence. The Black Plague is wiping us out, and I believe that your healing magic can help us. Ginevra can use the magic of gemstones to do things like heal or fix ailments. They do lots of things, but she primarily heals. So she decides, okay, I will go to Florence. He also sweetens the pot. He's like, I might be able to get you admittance into like the Doctors Guild and stuff if you come and help, all this stuff. She gets there, and she is ended up tasked, instead of helping save and heal the people, because most of the people are dead, like 90% of the people are dead, the Inquisitor who is in charge of her being there is like, okay, here's what I want you to do. You are a known heretic and a witch. And she's like, But anyway, he's like, you're a known heretic. I want you, because I know you won't get sick, I want you to find the thief that's currently stealing our relics, because if we had our relics, this plague wouldn't be spreading, because they believed in the power of the saints' relics to keep everything safe. And it's also like a huge moral blow to the people, because every time something is stolen, a street crier is like, this Moro, so-and-so's left shoulder was stolen from the parish, blah, blah, blah. So people are like, oh no, my relics. So the story is that she is investigating these stolen relics. We're exploring her history, the power of the stones. It's all set in Florence, where just about everyone is dead. There are a few left still alive, and we see her encounter people who are sick, who are dying, who are dead, and how she reacts to them. We get some of their stories. And it was so good. It was so good. Oh my God. I wish I could tell you exactly how it nailed the hammer. How it hammered the nail on the head. Whatever. How it got me so good. But man, it was good. Dang. I'm really upset. I shouldn't be. I should be happy. I didn't expect it to be so good. I have been in a bit of a slump, to tell you the truth, just because of everything that's happening. Last month was a really good reading month, but then Hurricane Helene hit. It is what it is. And then I had a kid get sick. My husband is sick and is still sick, and he doesn't get sick. So I'm waiting to get sick at this point. So like, I've been in a slump. I was reading a really bad book. I didn't enjoy it. So this one just really, it hit just right. I loved it. And I saw the physical copy at the bookstore today, and it's so pretty. It's so pretty. I think Harlequin is the publisher on this one, and they did good. Good job, Harlequin. You really out here putting out these great books. I think they also put out Emperor of the Endless Palace. I'm really liking their stuff. Anyway, I'm rambling. This is what happens when I just free film. Let's see. What else can I tell you all? I think that's it. It is Monday. Tomorrow is Tuesday, which means it is story time. And we're doing lunch with my parents. So I'll try to get some B-roll of that. Not of story time. I ain't doing that. But lunch, yeah. My parents love to eat Cracker Barrel, so maybe we'll do Cracker Barrel. But I will talk to you guys hopefully tomorrow. I'm going to try to finish Demon's Crest. because I really want to. And, oh, I had to step away. I got an email from Tor. Listen. I've been reviewing books since 2014. I've been at this for 10 years. My NetGalley since 2014. Been doing this shit for a long time. My goal has always been to be on Tor's list. And I got an email from Tor. I almost cried. I almost cried when I got this that morning. But a publicist offered to send me Blood of the Old Kings, and this is already out. I got this, I think, the day it came out or 2 days before it came out. So I want to read this like now. So I'm going to finish Demon's Crest and pick up Blood of the Old Kings. I have already started it on an ebook version, and I really enjoyed it. So I'm very excited to get to the physical copy and tab and annotate. So I will hopefully have thoughts on that soon too. We'll see what happens. I get more digital reading time than I do physical reading time, just with my daughter running around. But, you know, I could get lucky. And I get more physical time one day. I'm trying to set more boundaries so that I have quiet time, because she doesn't do quiet time, but we'll see. That's it for now. It's late. It's like 8:14. So I'm going to go upstairs and check on my husband and then probably sit down and read. So that's it for this update. I don't know what that sound was. I'll see you later. It's fine. I think there's a child outside my door. Wait a minute. We're good. Okay, hello, hi, it's Thursday. It's been a few days. I just haven't updated. I haven't got a lot of reading done this week. That's going to be the reason. I say that, and then I'm going to proceed to tell you that I finished 2 books. I finished 2 books today. Today is the first day I've gotten any amount of reading done, and I finished 2 books. That's usually how this happens. I don't get any reading done for like 2 or 3 days anymore, and then one day I just get super lucky, and I have all the time. I don't mean that. I don't have all the time. I just happen to get lucky and the kid is distracted. Today was that day. So the first thing I finished, oh God, let's just go ahead and get it out of the way, was Lucy Undying by Kristen White. And Kristen? I'm sorry. I don't quite know how it is said. I don't think I'll be saying it again because I will not be reading her again. This was a 1-star book. I think, did I read To Gaze Upon Wicked Gods this year or last year? I can't remember, but this is going to be, if not my worst book of the year, one of my worst books of the year. I gave this, like I said, a star. It was terrible. It was so bad. Oh God. I was like, surely people aren't exaggerating when they say this book is bad. They are not. I thought for sure they were exaggerating, but they are not. It's pretty bad. This is a epistolary story told in 3 timelines, which is a hot mess. She didn't do a good job with it, I don't think. They didn't do? I don't know their pronouns. They didn't do a good job with it. The first timeline, I'm trying to organize my thoughts and I don't sound like a raving lunatic. The first timeline is Lucy Westenra, and this is her secret journal that she kept. Now, that one takes place during the timeline that the actual Dracula story takes place. Now, if you've read Dracula, you know Dracula is an epistolary story, and most people know that Lucy Westenra, she dies in Dracula. She is killed because Dracula turns her into a vampire, and so on and so forth. So in this, we get these secret diaries, secret journal of Lucy, in which she is not a, like, meek, beautiful girl, but she is secretly this queer, angry, like, edgy girl. I don't know how else to say it. She's like, I am cold and heartless and my mother is terrible. Let me tell you, the mommy issues in this book are unreal. And this is her journal ranting about how much she's in love with Mina, who is her former governess, who has absolutely no feelings for her at all. But Lucy is in love with her and she has to hide her feelings. She has to hide who she really is. She has to be meek and she has to be good for her mother. Then we have another timeline in which we're still with Lucy, but she is talking to a therapist that she saved from a vampire attack, because this is Lucy in 2024 and she is the badass of badass vampires. And our third timeline is Iris, who has inherited her mother's $1 million MLM and refuses to have anything to do with it, refuses the money, because morals. So instead of actually doing something good with the money, trying to change it from the inside, or, taking the money and running off, she's like, no, I refuse all of your money. I refuse everything you have. And I'm going to make things very hard for myself. And I'm going to run off to these houses you have in Europe. And I'm going to sell the stuff out of them and disappear, as if that's possible. What a mess. What a mess. What a mess. I think from this terrible summary that I gave, even you may be able to figure out the plot twists. So Lucy, in love with Mina, sacrifices herself to save Mina from Dracula. Iris, somehow tied to Lucy. Is it a mystery? Not really, but it's a twist in the book. We get a lot of pop culture references. If you don't like those, don't read this book. You get a lot of band name drops. You get a lot of Emily Dickinson quotes. I know that's not pop culture, but it is annoying because of the sheer amount. The worst pet names I have ever read in my life. Little Cabbage and My Little Butter Chicken. There is a line, and I'm quoting this pretty close, that says, is something like, hold on, you know what? Did I bring my candle? I did not. It was something along the lines of, is My Little Butter Chicken going to replace butter chicken as the most delicious thing I've ever had in my mouth? I had to read that. I was supposed to take that seriously. No. Gross. No. That's a terrible nickname. That's a terrible sentence to utter. If my husband was like calling me some shit, what would he call me? I don't know what he would call me. He's not my little yoo-hoo. He likes yoo-hoos, and he said something like that, I'd slap him. I would slap him. Anyway, I hated this book. I was hate reading it by the end. I was groaning. In the last 20%, there was maybe 5, it felt like Emily Dickinson or Byron quotes, and every time I felt like there was going to be a stabbing pain through my eyeball. This is a mess. I didn't like it. I'm going to stop talking about it now because I'm starting to sound unhinged. Don't recommend. Please don't read it. If you do want to read a vampire book, I recommend literally any other vampire book. Not Mistress of Lies, but anything else. You know what? Just go read Dracula. Yeah, that sounds great. Moving on. I finished Demon's Crest by Reki Kawahara. SAO, we have kids, everybody, anyone who is playing Sword Art gets stuck in Sword Art, right? In the first arc. They are stuck there. They can't log out. If you die in the game, you die in real life. In this one, we have a little bit of the opposite effect. We have a large group of people at this big building, and they are testing out a new game. They're there for this grand launch test, and part of these people that they're testing is a group of elementary school kids. These kids are all 11, and it's supposed to be this great family-friendly sort of MMO, and they're all there in these capsules. It is an augmented reality game. Well, this young boy, his name is Yuma, and this is his twin sister Sawa. They are there with their 2 friends, and they're a party. They get to the final boss of the playtest. They beat them, and something happens, and Yu wakes up in his little capsule. And it turns out that the game has somehow fused with reality, which is where the subtitle reality erosion comes from. So the game mechanics are somehow now in the world. Now, that would be weird if it wasn't for the fact that there's also monsters in the world, too. So somehow these monsters have crossed into the world, and you have, I think people are turning into monsters. I'm going to be real with you. I don't know that for a fact yet, but I think people are turning into monsters, and that's horrifying. It hasn't really explained how that works. I'm trying to find a picture of one of them. Hold on. I knew it's right here. I think I showed this earlier. he wakes up and one of the first things he sees is one of his classmates who has turned into that demon, and she is carrying around someone's severed arm and is beating people with it. It's terrifying. This book is like light horror. It is the most, not the most, but one of the more horror-bending light novels I have read. Keep that in mind if you're interested. But if you are interested in light novels, I really liked this. I am very excited. Volume 2 comes out next week. I plan to get it because this is a very short read. And I will probably talk about it next week when I read it. Now, that's everything that I finished today. That's 2 books. I wish I hadn't read Lucy Undying now. Man, that ruined my week. Anyway, I am currently reading Vampires of El Norte by Isabel Cañas, and I am about, a third? Yeah, about a third of the way through that. I took this to McDonald's today while my daughter played on the playground thing with a little girl. I read it and watched them. I really like it. So I know that people have said that it's not as good as the Hacienda, which I loved, but so far I like it. The creepy vampires are creeping. It's better than the last 2 vampire books I have read. So that's a win in my book. For the rest of the week, what do we have going on? I'm probably going to end this vlog on Sunday. Saturday, we are doing the first big trick-or-treat event with my daughter. She is 4, so we try to do trick-or-treating with her a lot. And there's 2 cities around us that do Main Street trick-or-treating, and we go to both of those. The first one is on Saturday, so I'll try to get some footage of us and costumes and trick-or-treating as much as I can. And then the second one is next week, so maybe we'll see that. I think I actually did a vlog my first year back on BookTube in which I went trick-or-treating down there. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did. So it's kind of a return to that. But yes, anyway, that is it. There is no table in here. If you've noticed, I've been I don't know what's wrong with me. I've been moving around. We have a big white table that normally sits right here in the middle of the library area up here. Let me see if I can turn you without being crazy about it. So back there is my husband's jujitsu mats. Yep. The table, you can see it folded on the wall over there, is usually right here. Because we host D&D games and tabletop and stuff at our house because we've got this big bonus area down here. It's technically the basement. I put it up because I got a walking pad. Now. I know you can't see it. So I will be hopefully walking and reading more. It's one of my favorite things to do at the gym. I love walking and reading. So that's fun. That's it. I'm going to stop talking at you. I have got 2 more bags to unhaul. Let's see. I went through my books today. And, oh, no, that one's going to not want to pick up. You know what? Trust me. There's 2 big bags here. So maybe I'll go to the used bookstore this weekend. I'm going to stop talking at you. And I'll just talk at you more on another day. Yeah. Okay, hi, hello, how you doing? It's Sunday. I'm just coming in to close out the vlog. I have not finished anything else since, I think, Demon's Crest and Lucy Undying were the last things I finished. I'm about 3/4 of the way through Vampires of El Norte, and I really like it. I actually like it a lot. It's probably one of the better vampire novels I've read in a hot minute. I am also... let me get it. I'm about 30% through the 3rd Dungeon Crawler Carl, so I'm behind on that one. I have the hardcover upstairs. But I thought I'd come close out the vlog here. We went to a family event. My husband's extended family all got together at a park, and we went to that. I read a little bit of Dawn to Dawn on my phone while we were there. We were having some sort of a prize exchange, and I needed to step away because I have a intolerance and allergy to cigarette smoke, and somebody was smoking. So I stepped out to a swing and read some Dawn to Dawn, but I haven't read anything else in the last couple days. We have done trick-or-treating, and we have done that. And this next week should be kind of chill. We'll hopefully see. I will try to vlog next week as well, but I just came to close out this week's vlog. Thanks so much for watching, y'all. I will start up a new vlog hopefully tomorrow and have that one up as well in a week or two. Let me know if there's anything you would like to see specifically throughout the week in these as I try to get back into the filming swing. And let me know what you thought of some of the books I read and what you would like to see me read upcoming. But that's it. Thanks for watching, y'all. I will talk to you again soon. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Bye.